Hey everyone, Harrison from the VoiceForm team here, and in today's video we'll be going through how to run an effective end of year or end of term student survey. So these types of surveys are fantastic for classroom leaders or teachers and professors to be able to measure the success of their offerings. So it would be like their program, their student activity, etc., across a number of verticals, everything from teaching style to curriculum and more. And being able to measure this term after term or year after year to ensure that the improvements or optimizations that you're making to your program or curriculum are being seen from the eyes of a student experience. So we'll kick off how to create and run an effective survey for your students. We'll start off with understanding about the preparation phase, so how to go about preparing for your student survey. When I'm going through all this material today, this is just a summary of the blog post that we wrote on this. So if you'd like to go to voiceform.com and check out our blog, where we'll have all of this information there for you if you want to take a read. We also have a number of different great tools, resources, and articles on how to optimize your survey, so highly recommend you check that out. So again, you can see that on voiceform.com. But again, I'll be going through a summary of this. So we'll kick off with preparing your questions. And the most important thing here is ultimately you want to be very concise with your survey so that you get a really great engagement rate from students. So you really want to think critically about what types of questions you want to be asking students. You want to know a little bit more about their response or their feedback on curriculum, setup of structures and assignments, activities that the class does, etc. Just think about specifically what you're looking to get out of this. Ultimately, are you trying to assess the effectiveness of the curriculum, whether or not students might return to this type of class, or again, similar type programs in the future? There's a number of ways that you can ultimately assess at the end of your term or end of school year. So think critically about how you want to prepare your questions. And then from there, again, that really comes down to the topic matters that you want to cover. So in the blog article that we have, we cover a number of different topics for you. I mentioned a few just now, but some others also include quality of academic materials, access the students might have to mentorship and support. Do they feel that the program or offering that you're providing them or teaching them gives them access to real world problems through case studies of live examples of the topic matter that they're studying, et cetera? Or you're just looking to get their general feedback and opinions on the teaching style that you offer and have. So those are all great topics that you can consider when looking at what information do you want to get from students. A couple of tips as well. I think the most important thing is in your survey, you want to make sure you give students the opportunity to qualitatively share their thoughts. So make sure you're leaving in lots of open-ended questions, things that let students kind of give you a catch-all of their thoughts and opinions. You might catch something that you didn't realize. And that's always just a really great way. So ensure that it's not necessarily just quantitative, so like rating or scale questions, but you give students some room to run on feedback. And so we really highly recommend that you have open-ended questions within your survey. As well, following up. So if you're sending your survey over email or through other means, make sure you're following up. Students are extremely busy. Maybe even if you're running your survey towards the end of a term, make sure that you're following up. And that's one of the best practices that we have within this article. We highly recommend that you don't wait till the end of your term or end of year to send out the survey. Try and do it towards just the last few weeks, if you will, of your actual program, because that will capture students in the moment when they're actively engaged with you versus trying to track them down after the fact. So that's always a really great tip. And then, of course, always within all of our videos, we're always highly, excited to share a little bit more with you about VoiceForm if you're learning about us for the first time. So we are a voice, video, and text-based survey and form tool, which help you collect really great qualitative insight across languages by allowing students to answer questions with voice, as well as be able to ask questions with voice, video, and text as well. So if you would ever like to see how VoiceForm would be great for your next student survey, feel free to reach out to us, and we'd be happy to show you how. So thanks for tuning in, and you can also find out more on our blog at voiceform.com. Thanks.